Hey guys, Such Sports here back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing another mock draft, a 10-team PPR. We're going to be selecting from pick 5. So we're going to get one of the likes of Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, or CeeDee Lamb, and we're going to work away from there. So in this mock draft, I'm going to be targeting hopefully a running back here, one of the two between Saquon and Jahmyr Gibbs. And then I do like Drake London quite a bit, Derrick Henry quite a bit in the second round. Hopefully Brian Thomas might fall. So we're going to see how that draft goes, how this draft goes. And there's lots of NFL news to recap from this past week of preseason and just news in general. Terry McLaurin just signed a 3-year contract extension with the Commanders, so he's back for over 96 million. Good on the Commanders for paying him. It was a hefty price to pay, but to keep star players, it does cost quite a bit. So I'm gonna lower the sound here. But I think that's fine to pay him 3 years, 96 million. You kind of have to keep him. Without Terry, the offense would look a lot worse. But yeah, with this first pick here at pick 5, I'm hoping that Jahmyr Gibbs does fall at 5, but we'll see. Um, and then in terms of other news, Micah Parsons still is not signed. He's in that contract dispute also with the Cowboys. I don't think who else is not signed. Bijan goes 2, so pretty standard start for the draft so far between Chase and Bijan. That's 2. So Justin Jefferson goes 3. So it looks like we're gonna get one of Saquon, Gibbs, or CD. And in a PPR format, I'd probably prefer Gibbs or CD over Saquon, just because Gibbs will get more receptions than Saquon, and he may feature a more lead back role where the Eagles might throw the ball this year more. And while Saquon might get receptions, they also might use their backup running back Will Shipley a little more this season. But I get the reasoning behind Saquon going as high as he goes. So Puka Nacua goes through 4, obviously a reach there. But in that spot, with the decision to make between Saquon, Gibbs, Lamb, I did say I like Gibbs or CD more, and I'm probably gonna have to lean one of those two for this next pick. I could also take CD now and pretty much wait for running back. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take CD first at 5, pass on the two running backs available, and hope that I can get one in round 2 in about 10 picks or so. So one of Henry, maybe a Jonathan Taylor will be available, and then work our way from there. So got CD as Jahmyr Gibbs falls to 7, which is pretty ridiculous, but that can happen in these drafts. I'm expecting that one of BTJ, London, JT, or Henry will fall. So we'll see how that goes. Um, but I like the CD pick a lot. Gonna really target running back now in the next 2 picks. Just to solidify the room. So obviously the top running backs between Gibbs, Saquon, Bijan are gone. So now I'm looking at that tier 2, tier 3 range where I can get Henry, Jonathan Taylor, as Jonathan Taylor goes pick 9. So that leaves a lot of receivers available. It looks like one of the top ones will fall to me as Neighbors goes 10. And the hope is I get Henry at pick 16 here. Now take that start. Just because Jonathan Taylor went so early. As Genty goes 11 there. And Chase Brown goes round 2. Okay, all the running backs are flying off the board, and that just means I can get more receivers. So it looks like I can get Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, Drake London, and we could go with a different strategy, which would be going the receivers here as Henry goes. So I might end up with Amon-Ra or BTJ here, just because now that Henry's gone, it's kind of hard to. So Amon-Ra goes middle of round 2. So now I have the choice between BTJ, Drake London, AJ Brown, or running back. And I think in this situation, where a chain's also available too, I don't think I like a chain enough to take him here. But I do like the receiving options available. So I think it makes sense to go receiver heavy, despite the initial strategy to go Gibbs or CD. So then I'm gonna go Drake London here with this next pick, and then with hopefully the next 2 picks, we'll take a running back. As some of the top ones I like are unavailable, and I think I can get Kyron within 7 picks. I can also think I can get Marion Hampton within 7 picks. So I'm gonna eye one of those 2 running backs. I do like the start of getting CD in London. It's just now I have to get the running back situation settled. So yeah, Puka going 4, obviously a reach. Jonathan Taylor went a little earlier than expected, and same with Chase Brown. I kind of changed the strategy for me. Had I gone Gibbs, I could have gone a Gibbs London start, or maybe it would have been different with Gibbs or BTJ. But I kind of like having CD and Drake London here. Both number 1 receivers, obviously, always good to have that. But there's plenty of depth of receivers, so I wouldn't have mind waiting for like Sutton as my receiver two or McMillan or Myers even. Even though Mike Evans would have been nice, but um, given how the board fell, I think it made sense to go London Lamb there. So T. Higgins and Josh Jacobs go. It's looking like a chain might fall, and I think in round three it makes sense to take him. Um, so if he does end up falling, which with the auto pick he likely won't, I will take him in round three. Even though I'm not high on him at all. I think the value is too good to pass up on now at this point, but I'm not high on him at all. I think he's should be picked in round three instead of round two. I think he should be where Bucky is going, not necessarily where should be going in like the start of round or the end of round one or start of round two. So Josh Allen goes. That leaves a chain probably to the pick 24 team. And then looks like I can get one of my choice between Bowers or McBride, or I can get Kyron Williams or James Cook as my running back one. So a chain is still available. I think in round three it's too hard to pat. It feels like a trap taking a chain. I think I have to do it. So I'm gonna take Devin a chain here with my next pick. And pretty happy with that start, honestly. I can't really in round three, I think it makes sense to take him despite the injury concern. I know there's an injury concern that he might not be available immediately, but I think he will start week one. Yeah, with this calf injury. I think it makes sense to take a change in there. Don't love him, but for this purpose of this draft, I'll get him here in round three. I do like Amari and Hampton a lot here in round four. It looks like both tight ends will be gone by then between Bowers and McBride. So it would make sense to go one of the lesser tight ends unless Kittle is available also. So Lad McConkey goes. I already have two receivers, so I'm not really looking at receiver right now unless someone falls like maybe Mike Evans falls in round five. But right now, I'm not looking at receiver. I'm mainly based on how the board is fallen. Bowers McBride would be a great pick in round four. A QB would be fine here. I think Hurts or Burrow would be fine. So Marion Hampton does go end of round three, so I can't take him, which is fine. I do like Kyron a lot at this stage. So getting him would be great. Getting JSN that would have been nice, but he goes as I say that. So JSN is gone there. Like Burrow, like Kittle a lot. So any of the tight ends, I think one of the three tight ends could be available in six picks. So it would make sense to go with Kittle, McBride, or Bowers. But we'll see. As Bowers does go end of round three. Yeah, I think the value in a chain was too hard to pass up at round three, pick five. Um, I know there's injury risk, but at that value is too hard to pass up on. McBride is still available in four picks, hopefully. If not, then one of Kittle or Burrow would be nice. Still need a second running back, so it's looking like Henderson is a good option here. Walker's still available. I'm not going to take him this early. James Cook or Kamara will be solid here at this point. Yeah, running back room is okay. So far, if I get Kamara at A-Chain, lots of risk there with A-Chain. So we'll see who's available in three picks. Hurts does go, which is fine with me. I wanted Burrow more anyway. McBride could be the pick here if he falls at this stage in round four. Um, let's see. I think I'm gonna go McBride Kamara. My next Kamara won't be available actually in round five, so I'm gonna have to go with Henderson or have to wait a little bit on running back then. Um, I think given the board, Burrow or McBride are the two best picks here. Even Kittle would be great. Um, let's see though. Let's see who's available in one pick. So James Cook does go. So that leaves me with Kamara, who's available. I don't think one of the two tight ends will be available. I don't mind waiting on tight end also. Since there's two available and there's only one running back, I think Kamara makes a lot of sense here. Because I don't think he'll be available. I'm gonna take Kamara here. I don't love Kamara or A-Chain, but I think the value there is too good. So Kittle goes and James Conner does. McBride is likely to go. There's three auto picks in a row, but I wouldn't mind Burrow Henderson here. Even Mike Evans would be pretty solid. Rashee Rice pretty high on. So Burrow does go. So that went against my plan, but McBride is probably gone with one of these next auto picks. Is my guess, at least. So Chuba Hubbard goes, Garrett Wilson does go, and Henderson goes. So McBride is still available, which is honestly a big shock. In round five, I think the value is too good there. So I'm gonna take him. Getting Trey McBride in round five. We'll absolutely take that. Wanted Henderson, wanted Burrow as well, but can't get them all. So happy with that. Rashee Rice, Sutton, both available. My next flex pick. QB, I'm going to sit on a little bit, but with an A-Chain, Kamara, Lamb, London, McBride starting, it's pretty solid there. Can't complain too much about getting a top three tight end, a top three receiver, and a lot of risk at running back there, but um, the values are too good. I think with for Kamara and A chain, the value of A chain was much better than value of Kamara, but I don't mind it there. So next, we're gonna be eyeing hopefully a third running back with Pollard. I do like a lot, or a top receiver. QBs, I like Bo Nix at his ADP. I do like Dak at his ADP a lot. I like Drake May at his ADP a lot. So I'm kind of bearish on Mahomes. I'm not gonna take him if he's available in round six. I would consider Baker or Mahomes in round seven or eight. I think that would be a fair value spot there. So Sutton does go who I wanted. I do like Rushy a lot here. I think he should be a little higher than DJ Moore and Xavier Worthy. Mike Evans would be good, obviously. So we'll see who becomes available in seven picks, and we can take a look at some of their teams as well in a few picks. Um, yeah, Pickens would be a solid pick here. We can look at the other teams right now, actually. So the first team went with the Bengals stack of Burrow, Higgins, Jacobs. I mean, sorry, Jamar Chase. Running backs are okay. I don't love that team. The team two team is better, I think, with Bijan, BTJ, Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson. Connor, it's not much better. I think those two teams are not that great. Don't love the pick three team, but I like Jaden. It's hard to not like that team with Jaden, Jefferson, Henderson. But I'm not too huge on Bucky or Devontae at those spots. As Mahomes does go. I do like the Puka, AJ Brown, Tyreek Kittle squad. That's pretty solid. I still like my squad more than those four teams. Saquon, Amon-Ra, Lamar, James Cook, Marvin Harrison. That's probably the team to beat. Same with Gibbs, Henry, McLaurin, McConkey, Swift. That's also another good team. I actually do like the pick eight team more. I feel like he would draft more similar to me. So that McCaffrey, Nico, Amari, and Hurts Sutton team is probably the best. I think my the second best team then. JT, Chase Brown, JSN, DK. It's okay. The pick 10 team, solid, nothing special. But yeah, the pick eight team is my favorite so far outside of mine. But it looks like I'm gonna end up with the Rushy or Mike Evans here, hopefully. Um, but we'll see. I'm actually lower the Q on Pollard because I think I can get him in round seven. And QBs, Baker is the best available. I'm looking at Dak as the value pick there. But yeah, I think I have a top two team drafted for sure. It's just the running backs are a little iffy just because Kamara's situation with not having a high scoring offense and A Chain having being an injury risk. But outside of that, I like this start really good, really well actually. He did really well with how the values or how the drafts fell. So Devontae Smith would be okay here. Same with Waddle, but I'm looking at Mike Evans pretty heavily. Jameson Williams goes, JMO goes. So I'm gonna take Mike here. I think it makes sense to get him at this point in the draft in round six. So got Mike Evans, got London, got CD at three receivers. It makes sense to go Baker here as well. With stacking Baker and Mike Evans would be great. I'm actually gonna queue him up. Um, I'll move him ahead of my queue. I also like Pickens a lot, but I don't need another receiver. Like it's not a need. I do would like Pollard a lot as JCM's ADP has moved up quite a bit. So Ted and Mayfield go right before me. I might have to go Pollard here, so I'm gonna take Tony Pollard over Jacoby Myers and over a QB. So I'm gonna wait on Bo Nix or Dak Prescott for hopefully around eight or nine. And for receivers, I'm gonna look at Myers. Um, I will look at Diggs as well. Same with Ibuka. And running backs, I'm gonna target JCM for hopefully around nine or 10. I don't think he's gonna fall past round nine. But we'll see. And tight end situation is pretty good there. So I might have to go with JCM pretty soon here. Um, so I got Pollard as my top running back off the bench, which I can't complain about at all. He's in line to get a ton of work with Tajay Spears out to start the season. Even with the tough matchup week one, I like Pollard a lot after that. Um, he'll get some receptions with Cam Ward throwing to him as well. Myers goes close to end of round seven. I would have liked him. I do like Diggs or Egbuka as my fourth receiving option as Zay Flowers goes. Um, QBs, I still think I can win on Bo Nix a little bit. Even if I don't get him, I'll be happy with Dak. Um, it's looking like I have to take JCM here or Diggs, and I do prefer JCM. Because I think I can get more receivers later, like Ibuka. I can get Debo Samuel later, which I do like a lot for this year. Matthew Golden just went. I would have considered him as well in round eight. Um, Judy falling a little bit. Hunter falls a little bit in round eight. JCM does go round eight, pick four. Okay. So that makes it interesting. His ADP did skyrocket because they did trade Brian Robinson to the 49ers. Um, Good pickup by there. I would have taken him. Probably would consider him in around eight or nine. Um, so looking like Travis Hunter could be a good pick here. He's going to be in line to get a lot of receiving work. Egbuka, obviously a good pick. Um, but I do like Stephon Diggs' potential. So I'm going to take Diggs in round eight. If Hunter does not fall, so I could have taken Hunter in round eight, but I like Diggs enough to take him there. Bo Nix is probably the pick here in round nine. In terms of running backs, it's pretty thin at this point without JCM there. But I'm glad I got Pollard as my running back three. Very happy with that selection. Very happy with the receivers as well. It's time to get some more rookie upside. I feel like I don't have any rookies there, but at this point I can shoot for some rookies. If I like one that becomes available, like Buka, Tracy, Montgomery, Eckler goes. Don't love the Tracy pick. Don't love the Eckler pick at this point. I think it's a tad early. I think the JCM, Matthew Golden, Pacheco picks are good. Hawkinson, Myers, obviously good picks. As Olave and Judy go. Egbuka goes right before my pick. It's annoying. I'm gonna have to take QB here. It looks like I'm gonna take Bo Nix in round nine. I think it's good value for him. So Nix is my QB1, and then I'm gonna take Dak as my backup option. Then now it's gonna be heavy target on running backs and receivers at this point. I'm gonna be shooting for a lot of upside. Since I have Pollard and Diggs already for consistency. Let's see. So I do like Debo quite a bit. I do like Mooney. So hopefully in round 10 I can get Debo. Otherwise, Kelsey is also still available, which is interesting. I'm not gonna take him, but a couple times did fall there. Let's see here. So Shakir, I'm kind of out on. I think they're gonna spread the ball with Keon Coleman getting more touches. But I think in round 11 it's fine. Round 10, I think I'm gonna take. I like Debo more than Shakir and Jawan Jennings, and more than Javante for sure. Cup is still available, but I'm not gonna take Cup at this point. I'm not too high on him. I think Debo Samuel is the best pick available at this stage. Given that I already have Bo Nix, I don't need Purdy. So, um, yeah, the other team's looking fine. Again, I said the pick eight team was really solid with Ingram. He got Myers and Golden as well. That's definitely my favorite team of the teams that were drafted. As Cup and Jalen Warren go. With Jordan Addison suspended for 3 games, it's looking like his ADP is falling around 10 or 11, which makes sense. But I do like him as a late pick. They can stash him and start him later. I think Addison would make sense in round 10 as he does go. Ricky Pearsall does go in round 10. So there's some smart drafters who were getting Ricky Pearsall, JCM earlier than their ADPs. So that's good for them. Keon Coleman is a good pick here at this point, but Debo gone right before me. It's time to pivot to one of the other receivers. Could also look at running back. No one particularly that I love here. I think Keon makes sense. I think Mooney makes sense here. I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go Jaden Higgins actually and switch it up. It's a little early for him, but I think as a stash, I wanted him for some upside because I think he could emerge as that Jalen McMillan type at the end of the season, which what he did from last year. So I don't mind it there. It's a bit of a reach, but I don't mind taking him at this point around 10. I think it makes sense. Scatterboo, I don't love. None of these running backs are that enticing to maybe Jordan Mason. Maybe Quinton Judkins, maybe Braylon Allen, maybe Chubb. Another one crazy. I think Dak is the play here. So I'm gonna take Dak as my QB1-2 with Bo Nix and Dak. So round 11 there, I think it's pretty solid. Tyler Warren is also available. I already have McBride, so there's no take him. I do like Warren's upside a lot though. So receiver running back, obviously the next pick here. Looking like I can get Mooney with this next pick. Maybe Demario Douglas, who's been great in training camp. But yeah, the Warren pick in round 11 is great value for him. He went Warren 11. He also got Ibuka and McMillan as well. So a lot of rookie upside as well with Henderson there too. So good drafting by him to get 4 rookies there. With at least 2 or 3 of them will hit at least. So let's see here. I like Jaden Reed at this ADP in round 12. Maybe Judkins would be a good value play. Benson, same thing. Have my running backs already situated. So Don't need to take a running back if no one I like is available. As Herbert and Caleb Williams goes back to QBs, that's fine with me. I already have my QBs. Colston Loveland would be a good value pick at this point. I already have McBride, so it's something to consider there. Let's see though. Let's see. Javonte Williams goes. Jaden Reed does go. So I'm looking at Mooney with his next pick. If not, I'm also fine with taking Jordan Mason, who's going to split work with Aaron Jones. I don't think I'm super high on Mason outside of him being an RB4, RB5. But if Aaron Jones does go down with injury, Mason is immediately a decent RB2 to have or a flex play. So I'm fine with taking Mason here. I'm also fine with a lot of the rookies gone. I'm fine with Loveland too. Because I want some like upside where I can that can maybe pan out in the second half of the season. Although it's just like a mock draft. But I also like Mooney as a consistent option too. So it's really tough here. Judkins at this point, not a bad option. Um, with Jerome Ford there and Dylan Sampson and the Browns, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I'm going to take Judkins now. It's round 12. Mason went right before me. Um, going for value, like going to straight upside there. So Colston Loveland wouldn't be a bad pick here. Same with a running back or receiver here that I like a Demario Douglas. I like Bateman as ADP. I think Bateman should be a little bit higher. He should be around like Wandale, Hollywood, Ayukis rather than being a little down here at 155. Later down the board, Pat Bryant, Dante Thornton Jr. makes sense. But we'll see. Mari Cooper's still not signed. We'll see where he ends up signing, who he's up signing with. Colston Loveland goes to around 13. Great value pick there. Then I'm gonna go Benson here, or a defense. Yeah, I'm gonna go Denver defense, and then hopefully get Trey Benson next. So investing a lot on the Broncos with Bo Nix and Broncos defense, but that's fine with me. I think round 13 makes sense. Maybe also run the defenses, maybe not. Charbonnet and ETN go. I'm fine with passing on those players. Drake May, great value picking on 13. Think I'm super high on him this year for fantasy with his rushing upside. So Tuden, Benson, Braylon Allen all make sense as value picks at this point. Same with Nick Chubb. I think Chubb might start week 1, so I think taking him in round 14 is fine. We'll see. Algier, we have a Bijan handcuff, so we can take if we want him. Let's see. In terms of receivers, no one crazy available. McCarthy does go to Yoshi Voss. No, not really interested. I'm interested in Douglas Bateman, maybe Dante Thornton Jr., maybe Pat Bryan. Those seem like deeper league plays though. So Benson could be the pick here. For one of my last 2 bench spots. And then we'll just take the best picker available and end off for then. But I think I'm gonna go Benson here, and then with all these auto picks, hopefully the next round will be much quicker. McCarthy did go around 14. I do like the May pick a lot. I like the Loveland pick a lot. So lots of good value to be found in these later rounds. As this guy's gonna take a while to make his choice. So he goes with Tyler Algier. I'm gonna go Benson here. Just for some more running back depth. But yeah, with these auto picks flying by, looking like I'm looking for another receiver or tight end. I don't see too much value at tight end right now, outside of maybe Jonathan Smith. But with already McBride on the roster, I don't need another tight end. So with one of these last picks here, Ayuk could be a good stash, but with his injury, I don't trust him too much. So I'm gonna go Braylon Allen with this last pick, and we'll end it off from there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Here's another draft look at the draft board. But yeah, the teams ended up with CD, Drake London, Achane, Kamara, McBride. Can't complain about that. And we'll see you guys in the next mock draft.